The size of the business and the funding requirement can impact on the turnaround.
Another attendee, Zach, has asked, can you provide some insight around timeframes? So how long do the transactions take?
Again, it is bank specific. So and potentially the size of the transaction as well. So a lot of from a business banking point of view, the there's the banks have small business areas, and they have SME type areas, and then they have larger departments that look after different sized businesses. So the size of the business and the funding requirement can impact on the turnaround. If there's a specific industry policy that we're working towards, that can impact on the turnaround. So for instance, if we're working under a specific industry policy that goes to a banker that is specialised in that industry, that may turn around quicker than if we're in a general business environment that's not industry specific. And the time that we apply, so certainly at the moment being the end of June, we'll see timeframes extend a little bit because there's a lot happening with the end of financial year coming about. But that's all part of the research that we would do up front. So we would have a conversation with a number of different banks, and as well as their policies and processes and interest rates, we'd also be asking them how long it's going to take them to put an application together. And the difference between 4 and 6 weeks or 1 and 2 weeks could be the difference in the lender that we actually choose to go to, because there might be a business that you've got a due diligence or finance clause on that you need to meet. So if we're aware that there's 30 days due diligence, then we're going to look to lenders that are going to be able to deliver an outcome within that 30 days. I would generally say, as a rule of thumb for buying a business, a due diligence period of probably 60 days is at a minimum, because there's a number of things that need to be worked through with a business purchase, a little bit different to a home loan. You'll need to engage accountants and solicitors to do due diligence around the lease, around vendor financials, preparing a forecast, doing a business plan. If you're looking at funding against assets within that business, the bank may need to get valuations done on those assets. The bank may want to value the business depending on the type of business that it is. So those processes can take longer than a residential purchase contract, where we might be reviewing some PAYG pay slips and a purchase contract. So the nuts and bolts of getting a business application together can take longer. So I would generally recommend minimum 30, ideally 60 days as a due diligence process, just to make sure that you've covered off on everything within that process that means you've made the right decision when you buy that business.